Hey guys, this video is the first video that I'm producing for our Vape.TV channel, and the purpose is to introduce a content series that we're going to start producing across all of our sites called The Master Teacher. So we're going to start producing videos under this title, Master Teacher, in a range of different formats, but in this video I want to talk to you about the Master Teacher, Great Teachings. So I'll start by telling you a bit about this concept of the number 33 and the Master Teacher, and then I'll talk about how you can yourself participate if we send you an invitation to be part of the Master Teacher Great Teachings. So if you're not aware of this kind of esoteric number 33, I've been aware of it for quite a long time. I remember when I was in school and when I was young reading about how Freemasons looked at the number 33, and you know, the number 33 is very prevalent through many things in life. For example, I believe our spinal column has 33 vertebrae, or there's a very important point where the 33rd vertebrae sits, and there are many things in the natural world where you can see the number 33. Also, you'll probably be aware that in numerology, 33 is known as the Master Teacher. So I was, in my younger days, I was just aware of the meaning of the number 33, and like many things, you can be aware of it, or it can kind of, you know, you can study it, it can be in your mind, but you don't have a deep understanding or a deep connection to what this actually means. In my life, it started to take a deeper meaning. I've recorded some videos about spiritual awakening. Around that time, when I had a spiritual awakening experience, I was watching YouTube, and I was watching a Russell Brand video, and he kind of reintroduced the concept of the number 33, and he spoke about it. He has 33 tattooed somewhere on his body. And just after watching that, you know, the concept re-entered my mind. And then one night I was asleep in bed. It was a kind of stressful part of my life. It was, you know, right when the cannabis advocacy work that I was doing was getting really intense, and I was living in a kind of dangerous part of Sydney, and I was, you know, a little bit, I guess, worried about, you know, whether the police were going to give me a hard time for fighting for cannabis rights. So one night in bed, I was fast asleep, and then I woke up, you know, snap, and I reached down beside my bed. I grabbed my mobile phone, put the light on, turned on the phone, or activated the phone. 333. And I put the phone straight back down, and I was just like, what the hell is that? You know? And so it was kind of triggered by being made aware of the number by Russell Brand. And then from that point on, observing the occurrence of these numbers in my life became very intense, very ongoing. And this, you know, this is connected to what they call synchronicity. So when you get to a mental state, or when you start observing synchronicities in your life, they say that this happens with spiritual awakening. Some people are probably aware of these synchronicities, or conscious enough to observe these synchronicities all of their life. For me, it's, you know, there have been periods in my life where I thought all of this stuff was bunkum. But ever since that moment of going at 3:33 in the morning, I've been observing, and it's a very phenomenal force in my life. I'll tell you two short stories. My current apartment, which I had to fight to get, 33, number 33. Just before I started shooting this video, I was sitting on my beanbag here, and I was kind of I was listening to a song. I was in a contemplative state, getting prepared to shoot this video, and all of a sudden, for no known reason that I can ascertain, my iPad switched on, 333. And that just said to me, okay, it's time to start shooting this video. So it's a very, right now, you know, the concept of this number is a reoccurring theme in my life, and I see it as very powerful. So on our vaporize.com.au channel, I've spoken about this concept of the Akashic records, and understanding when, you know, you feel like a communication is just, or a conversation or a thought is just happening in your kind of mechanical thought processes, or whether it's happening as some kind of connection with the Akashic records, what are known as the Akashic records. So one day I was at my family's house in Queensland, and I was lying on the sofa, and I was contemplating on this number 33, and I had this kind of intuitive communication. It felt more like a dialogue, where I was, I kind of, you know, I was almost asking, you know, what is this? And the message came back to me, it's a real thing. 33 is a real thing. I was like, what do you mean it's a real thing? And the message came back, it's a real thing, and you're doing it. I was like, what do you mean that I'm doing it? And it kind of said to me, you know, when you get on YouTube, and there's a video that I've produced called How to Choose a Safe Vaporizer. Funnily enough, you know, nobody's watched it. View counts are horribly low. Nobody's interested. But the message kind of said to me, when you stand up there and you teach, and all you care about is teaching people something that's important, that energy, that's the master teacher. And if you look at popular culture, you can see other people that have encountered this concept of the master teacher all through popular culture. And this, you know, it's propagated through numerology, and I believe the tarot and different occult studies. You see the use of this number 33. So just one example, check out Erykah Badu's music video, The Master Teacher, and she's obviously encountered and interacted with this concept of 33 and the Master Teacher. So now I'm going to talk to you about if we invite you to participate in the Master Teacher Great Teachings, how you can do it and what the goal of that is. So lately I've been seeing all over YouTube, all over social media, a lot of really amazing teachers. Some of them I would call, you know, master teachers. Some of them I would call intuitives. Some of them I would almost call mystics. And I want to kind of capture some of the teachings that they have and help disseminate them. And I'll be doing this on different platforms. Some of them, for example, vaporize.com.au, Vape.TV, Pharma.TV for the pharmaceutical industry, and a range of industries. It's going to be invite only, so I'm going to, if you do participate, we'll send you an invitation. I am going to aim to pay everybody something for their time for participating, because it's funny, I think most of the people that we will invite do not do their work for money, but I also acknowledge that to get by in this world and to spend your time doing something, we are a commercial enterprise. You do need some compensation for your time, so that you can continue to live and eat and pay the bills and so on. And the goal that we have for the project is to essentially get exposure for great teachings that are going to impact people's lives. So going back to this energy of embodying the master teacher, if you are invited and if you do create a video for us, the kind of spirit that we want you to tackle it with, all you need is a peaceful setting like this, and you need to plan out what's the goal, what's the core goal of the lesson that you are going to deliver. The maximum teaching time after, even if there's basic editing, the maximum teaching time is 333. No, nothing to explain there. All you have to do is shoot the teaching, plan it out, shoot it. I'm going to do some basic post-production on it to put some branding and master teacher kind of symbolism on it. And I would like, if you are invited, I would like you to think about it as a part of your great work and a part of something that you would like to be passed down, a simple, concise teaching to be passed down from generation to generation, and for God knows how long, for all time, we can only hope. I'll also kind of say as a disclaimer that, all of the people that we're going to invite to participate in this, the only reason that we're sending invitations to you is because I respect your work, and I think that your work is worth passing down to other people. If you look at our websites, we deal with health, we deal with pharmaceuticals, we deal with smoking. It's very, serious subject matter, and in some ways controversial subject matter. If we do send you an invitation, I assume that you're wise enough to look at our work and see the kind of things that we say and see the kind of things that we do before you give your image and your work over to anybody. Just like I do, before I give my image over to anybody, I make sure I respect who they are, and I believe that they're going to be respectable for the long term. I hope that you can look at our work and trust that we will respect your image, and when we deal with the controversial and the difficult health matters relating to the subject matter that we cover, I hope that you trust that we will treat your work with respect, and we will continue to represent the best interests of humanity with your work for the long term. So that's it. I'm going to close this off now, and I'm going to get to making some more videos. If you get that invitation, let's work together and let's produce something that is going to leave a positive legacy for the next generation.